Hello everyone, welcome into the Skatium. Hello everyone, welcome into the Skatium. My name is Louis Pasculi. I'll be guiding you through all of the action here tonight, and we have a good matchup for you. On one side, it's the St. Joseph University Hawks taking on the Georgetown Hoyas. Now, let's talk about the Hawks for a moment before we get things underway here in Pennsylvania. The Hawks come into tonight's contest at 12-2, coming off of a fairly big win against George Washington University last time out. They exploded in the second period, scoring 5 goals, and they ended up winning the game by a score of 7-4. They will look for their 13th win of the season here tonight. Over on the other side of things, it's the Georgetown University Hoyas. They come into tonight's contest at 5-5, exactly 500, and it is a divisional matchup led by goaltender Matt Choi, who is a captain for this squad. He will look to guide this team to a win tonight and knock off the red-hot St. Joe's University, who seem to just keep on winning games. And as we now are getting ready for National Anthem and the starting lineup, we'll head down to the ice to watch that happen. Here, and we are just moments away from getting underway at the Skatium here in Havertown, PA. We'd like to welcome you in and thank you for watching Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Also like to remind you that there are other games on our air. Rutgers is currently in action tonight, and I believe that game is already underway, but nonetheless, we thank you for tuning into this one. It's the game of the week here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, and I'm excited for this one. I think we're going to have a very good matchup tonight between two very capable hockey teams. And as I mentioned, St. Joe's really is very, very hot coming into today, and they will look to keep that hot streak going against the Hoyas. All set for opening face-off. And here we go. It's going to be Carpenter for the Hawks, and it's going to be Foe for the Hoyas. Fu wins that one back, and actually going to be taken and dumped very quickly by the Hawks off the back wall, and now will be taken and trying to set up in the zone are the Hoyas, as they will now work it out. And punched right back into the offensive zone there for the Hawks around the boards. And giving chase to that is Selfie, a captain for the team. Quick shot that goes low and wide. And that's an early shot here for the Hawks. We'll see a lot of those tonight. They like to shoot the puck and at a high frequency as well. Scrum 4 in the corner, taken by the Hawks. Tries to put a move on, but it's stopped, and possession will stay with the Hawks now, though. This one bounces towards the middle of the ice, backhanded, and finally gotten out by the Hoyas. Here they come down the other way. It's going to be held now, passed in front, but no one's quite there to pick things up for Georgetown. Now high off the glass, this is another puck that bounces in front of the net, but no one was there on the end of it. Here come the Hawks the other way. It's Carpenter shooting, and it goes just high. kept in nicely for St. Joe's. Here comes Carpenter again with a shot that's right at the goalie, and it's held there by Choi. And already the Hawks showing their offensive prowess, getting a couple of shots off just over a minute into this one, with Matthew Choi, the sophomore, getting the start in net tonight. He's played a lot of games so far this year as only a sophomore. He also played a couple of games last year as well. And so Matthew Choi is a very big bright spot for this Hoyas team. But now we find the puck in the offensive zone of the Hoyas. Not for long, though. It's banked off the boards and out. And it's backhanded in even further into the offensive zone for the Hawks. Here was one in front that it goes high and hits the net. Shot that time was by Kuba, who was able to get on it and fling one towards the net. But we'll have an offensive zone face-off for St. Joe's. And I mentioned that game last time out. They scored 5 goals in that second period alone. It was an offensive showing there for them. Backhanded try. Another try in from the air. And 2 nice saves made by Choi. Wow, so that was a nifty play there after the initial shot. The second shot was then hit out of the air, but the face-off will instead come out of the zone, as I believe that was a high stick. Nonetheless, it still looked pretty cool. And this face-off is one back for the Hoyas. Now banked forward, but to nobody in particular. There's a fight for it at center ice, and it's taken by Gross, who passes across ice now. Shooting! Nice glove save made by Choi. That was a nice pass from Gross as he was able to find a player near the sidewall, had some space, and decided to rip a shot. And so St. Joe's continuing to play good offense here early in the game. Again, less than 2 minutes gone, and multiple shots from St. Joe's. Backhanded actually goes off the net there. Now the puck stops behind it. Who will gain possession? It looks like it'll be the Hoyas. Here comes Schulman. Backhands it out into the middle, and that pass is deflected up. And looks like it'll be a turnover unless the Hoyas can get it, but I don't think they will be able to. St. Joe's settles now, and they look to get things going on offense. This one banked all the way down. I believe that will be an icing, and it is. Well, it was a beautiful day today driving up here, and quite hotter than I thought it would be. It was in the mid to upper 60s for most parts of today. But as the sun is setting, it's getting cooler around here, and these players are getting ready to go in the Skatium, which is a perfect place to play some college hockey. That shot is whiffed there, and it's going to be taken by St. Joe's the other way. Instead of shooting, he'll just bank it around the boards, and it goes to Resto, who puts it back around the boards the other way. Here's Ebersol. Throws one in front, but nobody's there. Ebersol gets it back, pushes another one in front that gets blocked. On the outlet pass for the Hoyas, it looked like that was Faux, and now there's an offsides call, and that will bring up a face-off. It's been a little stop and start so far. They haven't really gotten into a flow of things, as there's been quite a lot of stoppages in just the first 3 minutes of play. And we'll see who that favors. We'll see which team ends up winning more face-offs tonight. At least for that one, it was the Hoyas. This is now Pentoni who gets the puck forward for the Hoyas. And Georgetown will get it back. Now flicked ahead by Pentoya again. And that shot is whiffed on, kicked forward. Now back into the neutral zone and back in Hoyas' possession. That pass just a little bit error, and so Pentoni will get back on it. He banks it off the boards out into the middle. No team can really get possession now as it kind of keeps going back and forth, and once more the puck changes possession. Here's Haynes, who gets it ahead now. And working in on net go the Hoyas, but that gets dispossessed nicely from a St. Joe's defender. Both teams really fighting for possession. St. Joe's needing a change as they dump that one in. And that one was whiffed on right in front of the net. But a smart heads-up play by Choi. And it's a good thing that St. Joe's needed a change. Otherwise, that could have been catastrophic for Georgetown. But no harm, no foul. And again, another stoppage. We seem to have a lot of those early in this one. Romerano's shot gets blocked. Another try, and a rebound that's in! James Carpenter puts it home and gets St. Joe's on the board. So a couple of chances there in front. It was the third shot that ended up finding the back of the cage. And that breaks the deadlock as now the Hawks lead by 1 with a whole lot of time left in the first period, 16 minutes and change to be exact. Backhanded out of the zone now. And there's a big collision there as a couple players fall to the ice, but possession will be taken by the Hawks. Wow, hard pass, unable to be corralled, and it just sent further into the offensive zone for the Hoyas. And they are unable to keep possession. Here comes Carpenter again after that goal. Throws one in front with a quick shot that gets saved nicely by Choi. Romerino has been finding shots towards the net. Here comes a breakaway. Looks like it's Carpenter. Puts it in! Second of the game for Carpenter. And just like that, it's a 2-0 lead for the Hawks. James Carpenter has 2 in this one. Back-to-back goals in about less than a minute. And things are looking up for St. Joe's, at least so far. This one is pushed off the boards now and into the offensive zone. The Hoyas looking to get something going after falling down 2-0. A backhanded shot that almost went in off of a deflection. But the Hoyas are able to keep the puck in, which is going to be beneficial. A close angle try that gets saved. And finally, the Hawks can flip it up and out. That goes all the way down the ice, and it looks like it will be icing. They needed to alleviate the pressure some there. They just sent the puck a little bit too far. And so now the puck will come all the way back into their end of the ice. But over on the St. Joe's side, it's Sullivan in net, who was tested a couple times there in that sequence for the Hoyas. But he stays stout and keeps that 0 on the scoreboard. And Fu wins the face-off initially, but it bounces off the wall. And it looks like Georgetown will have it. Looking for options, out to the point, fires one. That's low, and it gets blocked in front. Shot there from Markva. Another try that doesn't go in, and another try as well. High pressure from Georgetown. Now it's finally gotten out by St. Joe's. Georgetown has to track back. Errant pass though, and does a nice job to not get delayed offside there was Kuba. And taken now by Wilson. The defenseman will look to set things up, except the Hawks are offsides. Neutral zone face-off is fought for and won by St. Joe's, who sends this one in deep. And giving chase was Linzo. That one in front, that goes errant. Here's Wilson from the point, or from the blue line rather. His shot goes wide. A backhanded try on net that has to be covered there by the goaltender in Choi, and now some extracurriculars after that shot. And last time out for St. Joe's, there were some extracurriculars. There was a couple of game misconducts actually in that one. So this Hawks team has used to playing a little bit more physical when needed. Nice face-off win there for the Hoyas. Sent all the way around the boards and not gotten out there as the puck was whiffed on a little bit. Wraparound try, but no one is sitting in the middle. Backhanded, that gets deflected back on the back wall, and now there's still a scrum for the puck. Across the ice, now sent towards the net, but wide. A lot of pressure here from the Hawks. Here's Wilson, who gets pushed into the boards, but retains possession of the puck, at least for now. And finally, he's dispossessed, and the puck has gotten out. So Valentina is able to backhand this to his teammates. A couple of passes in the defensive end for the Hawks as Wilson moves one over now. Nice forecheck, though, by the Hoyas, and they generate a turnover. Sent ahead and all the way in now. And the goaltender has to play the puck a little dangerously there as there is a player directly in his face. But this time, puck doesn't go out. Goalie all the way out of his net there. Out of the crease, it seems like. Breakaway chance for St. Joe's, and it's in! Ryan Mance makes it 3-0 in the first period. Well, it looks like the Hoyas will have a pretty big mountain to climb as they find themselves down by 3, less than halfway through the first period of play. And here comes the Hawks again, but instead it's stopped and pushed backwards by Georgetown players, as again they still doing a good job of forechecking there, looking to get the puck, or to get turnovers rather, up the ice. This one is just sent towards the net, and it goes a little wide. Sent around the boards now. And working slowly are the Hawks until they have a large stretch pass all the way down the ice, but that shot goes high and wide. Another shot that gets deflected there in front. So taken by Georgetown now, all the way into the zone. And when Georgetown has dumped it, they haven't been able to get on the end of it too many times. The Hawks have done a good job of getting on the end of the puck, but Georgetown fires a shot here. Doesn't go. Not too many shots on goal either for the Hoyas just yet, but there's still a lot of game left. This one is a backhander that goes in deep into the zone. Around the boards, and the Hawks are able to keep this one in. Multiple players fighting for him. Romarino pass in front to Carpenter, but he's unable to corral it. Carpenter with the puck now once more. Romarino behind the net, has some options. Chips one to Carpenter. Now in front, shooting, and that goes just wide. Fingerhut on the shot there, and he put that one just inches past the cage. Looks like this one will be taken. It's a 1-on-2 for a second moment there before Georgetown gets some help, some nifty moves towards the net, but unable to get a shot off for the Hoyas. And now it's in possession, at least momentarily, for the Hawks. And as I say that, they turn the puck over. Shipped forward. Georgetown looking for a shot on goal. It's been a while since they've had one. Nice, nifty move at the blue line and working forward into the zone. Pass goes through the legs there. And so Brazil will have it. Nifty toe drag, tries it again. That time it doesn't work. Pass in front, and the defense did a nice job there of taking care of that one. Epps has the puck, who sends it in, but that will be ruled offside. Nascone and company got over the line just a little bit too early. I'd like to remind you that the Jersey Pro League is sponsored by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, and they're proudly sponsored by Pegasus Sports Video. Pegasus is making history by capturing the biggest plays and moments of all youth and high school sports along the East Coast. They provide top-tier game coverage and highlights, so you have every moment you need. Want your team in the spotlight? Reach out to Tom at Pegasus Sports Video for more info today. Back to the action here, though. Under 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period of play. Here's Kuba. Back to Gross, and his shot is gloved down by Choi. Pass is deflected back as far as Borman. And eventually worked further into the zone. There's a scrum for it now. Zach Schulman over there poking at it for the Hoyas. Centered in front, but no one's there. This puck angled right at the goaltender in Sullivan, and he is forced to play the puck. Oh, falls down in the defensive zone there. And Hoyas looking to capitalize. Can they get a turnover? They've generated a couple so far. St. Joe's not looking good passing the puck around now, though. This time it's punched back in. And St. Joe's on it once more. Martera with it, carrying himself all the way from the defense to offense, and his shot is saved by Choi. So the sophomore goes coast to coast and generates some offense for the Hawks, and now we see another face-off. And again, there's been a lot of those so far. It's been very stop and start so far. Face-off won by St. Joe's. It goes to the blue line, but is kept in and punched in further. That one in front, but nice defensive play to handle things was Foe. And it goes past everyone there. Georgetown bench wanting a penalty. I don't think they're going to get one. Huge hit behind the play, but we play on as well. Working towards the net, but unable to get a shot off. And now turning and firing, but that one has no mustard on it, and that shot goes wide. Here's Valentino, who lays a big hit after putting that one toward the net. Taken by the Hoyas, looking to set up shop here. And they have it stolen at center ice. Sean O'Connor with it. Lays it off now for Epps. Epps trying to work through a couple of defenders there, and he now has the puck once more. He sends it around to a teammate. In front, goalie asked to play it was Sullivan. Still capped in for the Hoyas. Slap shot, deflected. Nice hit there, and the puck stays in for Georgetown. That was Markva on the hit. Here's O'Connor. Passes back to Markva, rather. And that one is blocked in traffic. St. Joe's needing a change, so they just dump it in. And that pass past everybody over the red line for an icing call. St. Joe's will probably benefit from this as they just made a change right before that icing. So now they have some guys with fresh legs on the ice for this face-off. Schulman able to win another face-off. Backhands this one ahead. Here come the Hoyas. Mascone shooting one. That gets patted away. Some contact in front of the net as a player goes down. And St. Joe's has possession of the puck. O'Rourke passes one in the middle. That's deflected away. Mans falls, no penalty. Schulman, errant pass. Nice stick lift there, and the puck is free for a moment. Now it's in the offensive zone for St. Joe's. Around the boards. There's a scrum for it. It pops out to Schulman and taken by Mans. Backhand in front. No one's quite there to receive it. Here's Rowland. Rowland still working at it. Backhands it forward. And that pass is right on the tape. Stolen away in front. Low shot. That's saved by Choi. Carpenter and Foe on the faceoff. Carpenter wins it, and the shot is gloved by Choi. That was a Shanahan, a starter for this team, who was able to get that one off and on net, forced a save there from Choi. Georgetown trying to get this one out. They're unable to do so. Romarino gives it off to Carpenter. Carpenter trying to deke past defenders. He's unable to do so. This one's up into the netting. And I believe it got deflected. So there will not be a penalty for a delay of game. 5 minutes left in the third. Another face-off win for St. Joe's. Sent around the boards. Carpenter giving chase. A couple players working at it. Now it's Romarino for St. Joe's. Foe in there. 5 players fighting for it. Carpenter comes out with it. Nice glove save. Said that a couple of times so far in this game. Choi has looked really, really good with the glove. He's been able to make multiple saves with it, and every time he gets a glove on it, it doesn't bounce off and go for a juicy rebound. Instead, he's able to hold the puck and really do a good job of making sure that he's going to stop it from going in the net. This one banked out to center ice. And sent right back in after I say that. Playing the puck now is Choi. First time we've seen that today. Ooh, errant pass as he was taken by Romarino, rather. Carpenter behind the net, loses possession. Backhanded. And right back to him it goes. That's Musieri. The other way, shooting, and it's a low save made by the pad of Bryce Sullivan. That was Landon Wayne who was able to get a shot off. And on the other side for St. Joe's, we've seen a lot of low shots in which Sullivan has had to make a couple of pad saves so far. And again, after he makes a save, there's been a couple rebounds, but they've all gone to the corners. There really haven't been any juicy rebounds for Georgetown to capitalize on. Now it's flipped out of the zone for St. Joe's and hit backward toward the ref. He does a nice job of getting out of the way. Here comes O'Connor, but instead it's knocked away by Gross and now deep in the offensive zone for the Hawks. Brazil unable to get on the end of it, and so the puck will bounce up right back to him. Now he flicks it toward the net, and it's saved by Choi. Count that as a shot on goal. Errant pass taken away by St. Joe's in a threatening position. Backhander for Gross, nobody is there. Brazil tracking back. And nice back check there from the Hawks, making sure the skaters are back in position as time is winding down. Wraparound try that's loose in front and is handled by St. Joe's. Brazil sends in for the speedy Gross, who is unable to get on the end of that one due to Haynes' defense. Pushed back in for the Hawks and played by Choi. A little bit of miscommunication there, but he gets the puck away.
There you go. Feed it right in.
Here comes Resto. Leaves it. Now at the blue line. Deflected high. Nice deflection by one of those guys in front. It was either Valenta or Restro. But in the end, it went a little bit too high, and so we'll get an offensive zone faceoff. Resto now looking to beat Sullivan on the faceoff. He's unable to do so. Sullivan's been really good in that faceoff circle so far. He chases after the puck now, and it looks like he won't be able to get it. Georgetown has to be careful. Delayed offsides coming if they were to step in, but they do a nice job of making sure they are not offsides. St. Joe's with the puck regardless. Chipped up but not out. Shulman with it. Passes in front. It's bouncing, and that one's kicked away. Backhanded across the ice now and taken by the defense of Georgetown. Nice forecheck. It deflects to a player who's down, who now gets up and plays the puck. Restro puts it in the middle, but it gets taken away. That was Valenta who had it. Shooting the other way, and that bounces past the net. Another pad save for the goaltender. pass in front and no one's there. We've seen that a couple times as well. It's a 1-on-3 for the Hawks, as there's a stick up high, no penalty is called. Here's Resto, shooting, that gets deflected. Sent back in further. Now angled back to the blue line, it's Wilson. Shoots one, it's saved by Choi.
Good work, Ryan. Keep going.
And once again, Choi does a good job of handling the rebound, as that one hit his pads, bounced up, and he had the wherewithal to corral it. But there was an infraction committed. Anthony Musari in the penalty box for Georgetown. That means it is a power play, and looks like it will be a 5-on-4 in favor of the Hawks. I'd like to remind you that this power play is brought to you by the Greg McDonald Foundation. Greg McDonald, who's a proud St. Joe's alum who believed hockey builds leaders. Be where your feet are. Be part of the legacy. So a minute 20 left in the period. St. Joe's looking to set up. Tries to get a shot off. A rebound try. It's in front, and it's in. Kuba scores. It's 4-0. Well, that one didn't take very long for the puck to go in the back of the net on a power play. And it's the 4th goal of the game, all in this period so far, as we are only in the first period. St. Joe's firing on all cylinders tonight. Taken by Selfie, a big hit behind the play there as the puck goes further into the offensive zone for the Hoyas. They will look to forecheck. With some space is Stennel. He moves the puck back for O'Rourke, who shoots one, and it's gloved away. 49 seconds now left in this first period of play. And St. Joe's will be looking to get a couple more offensive opportunities here, as they've done for a majority of this first period. Georgetown will be looking to get the puck to safety. O'Rourke wins the faceoff back to Wilson. Wilson puts it in deep. This one is unable to be gotten out by Georgetown. Backhander to the net, redirection, and it's saved. Covered and held, as Matt Choi has done for a lot of this game. That looked like it was a backhanded shot, but there was a player streaking in front. I believe it was Romarino, and he got his stick to it, tried to then move it to his backhand and put it in, but it just would not go. Half a minute left in this first period of play. Huge hit. And another big hit there is perhaps we might see some more physicality in this game. Once more, there's a hit thrown. This time it's by Carpenter. 18, now 17 seconds remaining. Outlet pass that gets deflected up to Kuba. He's already has one tonight. Looking for two. He shoots one, and it's gloved down. This time there is a rebound to be had, though. The net gets pushed up and forward. We play on. Water bottle on the ice. Chaos in these last couple seconds of the period. Final shot. That's after the whistle. It will not count. But after the first frame, St. Joe's leads by 4. It's 4-0 in favor of the Hawks over the Georgetown University Hoyas. We're going to head to a quick break for the first intermission, but do not go anywhere. We'll have second period action for you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Welcome back on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Once again, my name is Louis Pasculi. We're getting ready for some second period action for you on BSB here at the Skatium in Havertown, PA. It's the Hawks who got out to an early lead. They jumped out by grabbing 4 in that first period, and they really haven't looked back since that first goal that was scored very early on. I believe it was only about 2 minutes in as this puck goes all the way down the ice. But they've looked really good so far. There's a scoring chance here early that gets deflected away. But right on cue, the Hawks show a little bit more offense like they have tonight. Here's a shot that gets blocked in front. I believe that went off the goaltender. I think that'll count as a save, and chasing back for it, the Hoyas, and he will get on the end of it, but unable to get a shot off there was Wayne. Here's Foe. Foe loses that puck. And another shot for the Hawks that goes wide. Couple of bodies being thrown there in center ice. Here comes Romarino. Backhanded, in front, bouncing puck behind the net it goes. Into the corner now. And Carpenter was checked down there. There's a little bit of extracurriculars going on, but the puck rolls around the back wall. And now is sent toward the blue line, kept in. And so 8 minutes, 38 seconds left, and now the puck is taken out by the Hoyas. Cross-ice pass for O'Connor, who has an A on his chest, and that shot is gloved initially. It looked like it was wrestled out of the hands of Sullivan, and now coming to his defenses are some Hawks players. So Sullivan made the save initially. It looked like there was some added pressure from a couple of Hoya players. The puck was then knocked loose, but the whistle had already blown, so the play was dead. And there were some Hawks in there to defend their goalie, who as of right now has given up 0. Face-off one back by St. Joe's University. Not gotten out though. Shot gets deflected off of a leg. It's a 1-on-0. It's a breakaway chance. Nice save made by Choi. Puck still in deep. A lot of players fighting for it. Now taken out to the blue line. That's a shot on net. That's saved. And we'll get another stoppage. 18 minutes left. But that was a nice save from Troy. That was a positioning save. He was able to put himself in a good spot between the shooter and the net. And luckily for him, he didn't have to do too much. It hit him right in the chest, but that positioning is oh so important for a goalie. Face-off one. Quick shot, pad save. Swung and missed at it by St. Joe's. Now there's a scrum for it. And it is taken by a Hoya, who is pressured immediately. He just dumps it further into the zone. And it looked like that was Pentoni. Glove down. Not for long, though, as now Sullivan has to play. He backhands it to the other team. Going down on the play was Sullivan, who made a play on the puck. But now the Hawks have possession. They go the other way. Here is Resto. Passes, and it's patted away. Chipped forward. Pass off the skate of somebody over in the corner there. Now a hit thrown from St. Joe's. That was flag on the hit. Nifty moves from Roland at the blue line. His shot is gloved down. And I've said it a couple times already, but once again, we see Matt Choi use that glove efficiently. That one not the hardest of the shots he's had to save tonight, but it was on net, and he had to play that well. I mean, those shots that flutter sometimes can hit off of the glove and go for a rebound, but Choi making sure that does not occur. Face off one back by the Hoyas. Sent around the boards now. They'll be looking to get out of the defensive zone. Taken here by Foe. He shoots one that gets deflected up into the netting. I will say the soundtrack here at the Skatium has been wonderful. They've played some Creed, they've played some harder rock songs. It's been very, very pleasant to listen to, I will say. Perfect hockey ambiance music. Face-off won by the Hoyas. Foe with it in the corner with some help. It's 2-on-2 right now. Puck taken out. Still behind the net, though, as more players go in trying to get the puck, and it looks like it's in the netting, and so the whistle will blow. We'll get a stoppage. Not something you see every day, but the puck looked like it deflected up into the backside of the net. Hoyas will be hoping to have the puck hit the net through the 3 posts there in front. Fu wins the faceoff back to one of his defensemen, who sends it in deep. Not for long, though, as it's now along the sidewall, angled out of the zone, but to another Hoya player. And Hawks have it for a moment, but now lose the puck. And just like that, they get it back and try to send this one in. Foreman unable to do so. Player goes down as he's entering the zone. It looked like that was Mans. Referees allowing play to happen. It's been much better flow of the game since the beginning of that first period. Here's a shot that gets saved there by Troy. But as I was saying, the beginning of the game was very choppy. I think since then, the game has had more flow, and there's definitely been a couple times where the referees have kept their hands down, and it's been nice to see letting the boys play. Only one power play in this game, and St. Joe's capitalized very quickly. With only a couple seconds into that one, they scored a power play goal. Backhanded in front, dangerous pass, but it was corralled by the Hoyas, and no harm, no foul. This one still in the end of Georgetown. Really good forecheck. All 5 players were in the offensive zone at once, and this is what could happen. It's a 2-on-1 if the Hoyas work quickly. Pass over, deflected in front, rebound try off the side of the net again. Player goes down, the puck is dislodged, and so we continue. Wow, that was a grade A scoring chance for the Hoyas. It was Sean O'Connor, who wears the A for this team, one of the players anyway, who got the shot off. He was unable to finish, though, and now St. Joe's have it. Right in front, walking in, backhand, and it's not going to go. Both teams coming alive offensively here. In the first period, it was mostly the Hawks. Now the Hoyas with a couple of good chances. That shot is high and wide, and it deflects off of the glass. At the blue line, now further in deep. Backhand, shooting! Deflected really high, it stays in play. Didn't hit the ceiling, although it almost did. Troy with another good save, though. And this one is somehow kept in. Stick goes flying. Somebody is without it. And Georgetown pushes this one in deep as they need a change. They'll get some new skaters on the ice. Here is Haynes, who sends it to his D-mate. It turns the puck over, though, but it's just going to be an offsides call. I thought they might be in on goal, but it was Gross who brought it in just a little bit too early. He was almost able to save that from going out. I think it just went past the blue line, thus the call, but he did a nice job of trying to keep that one in as best he could. Faceoffs have been pretty even, I would say. Georgetown may be in the lead in that department without having the stats in front of me. They've also won a couple of key faceoffs in their defensive end. Shulman has been a really big part of that as well for this Georgetown team. Whistles blow, we'll get a stoppage. I believe it's another offside. Face off, won by Foe. Still a fight for the puck. It looks like St. Joe's will have it. Throws one in front. Rebound try. The puck is still loose. Who can get on it? Here's a shot, and it goes in. Relentless pressure on that sequence from St. Joe's results in a goal. That time it was Sam Restro who skied that one into the top portion of the netting. The goal netting, that is, not the netting surrounding the glass. And now St. Joe's leads 5-0. Hoyas have possession, sent towards the net. Can they get another shot off? O'Connor tried to, but it got blocked. Hawks come the other way. Here's Valenta. Valenta, nifty move, to the net he goes! What a save! Whistles blow, we're gonna get a stoppage, but what a save from Choi. He was fully outstretched, got his pads in the right position to keep that one from going in. So another defensive zone face-off, and the Hoyas win it again. Like I said, they've done a great job in their own end. Puck scampers out and is sent right back to where it came from. There's a couple of players fighting for it, and it looked like that time it was Liam Mason who sent it in, and that will be an icing call. We'll go right back to where that previous face-off was. Another nice job for the Hoyas. They'll be looking to get it out, though. In this second period, St. Joe's forecheck has looked really, really good. Here comes Mason now this time. He'll look to get around a defender. He's unable to. That was Ebersole on the defense. The nice defensive play there to prevent him from getting a shot off. St. Joe's now behind the net, back in front. A couple of Hoyas to make sure nothing comes of that chance. Quick pass, that shot on net. Troy doesn't know where it is, but it's not in the back of the cage. That time it looked a little bit different. This was the first time that we've seen St. Joe's have a guy waiting behind the net, almost like an X position in lacrosse. He was waiting behind the net, looking to pass it out in front, and that one almost resulted in a goal, but good positioning from Troy again. Another face-off win for the Hoyas. That seems to be a theme in the second period. Taken by Carpenter, though, after a mishandling of the puck from Georgetown. Carpenter has his shot deflected. This one is thrown forward, and neither player can get on the end of the puck. Nice hit there, though. And it goes to Shanahan, who's pressured from behind. And here come the Hawks. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Carpenter. He takes it himself. Net comes off the Morgs. Referee's pointing that it's a goal. Well, tough to see exactly what happened there. Carpenter was the player who had the puck on his stick initially. It was Rome Marino who's now celebrating. Regardless of who scored, it's now 6-0 in favor of St. Joe's. So in only 30 minutes of play here, St. Joe's has 6 goals, and they still have a 0 on the scoreboard on defense, as the Hoyas have 0 goals so far. Nice hit laid there by O'Connor in the offensive zone to try to keep things alive. And instead it will get deflected, and The Hoyas off the track all the way back, getting some help from the goalie as he plays the puck a little dangerously, though. The net is open for a moment. He gets back in position. Wraparound try, thinks against it, and will hold this one. That looks like it's Carpenter, who now fires one that gets saved. Well, that was the first time we've seen Choi struggle a little bit with playing the puck. Earlier in the game, there was a bit of miscommunication, but there really wasn't any offensive threat. That time, that one could have been dangerous. Hoyas now have possession after there was a fight for it. Bounces off the side of the net, now bounces toward the sidewall. Puck is kind of ping-ponging all over the place. Can the Hoyas control, backhand it out, but not for long as the Hawks have it. That one dumped in by Fingerhut. This time the puck is played, another error from Choi as it goes directly to a Hawk, but no harm, no foul once more. Now he comes all the way out of his net trying to stop that one from hitting the boards. Punched off the sidewall and now taken momentarily by Sladoff until he gets dispossessed. Sladoff now with the puck once more, though, runs into his own player, and here come the Hawks. Brazil with it. That one was a pretty good pass, but unable to be handled from Gross, and so the puck comes out. Shulman fighting for the puck now, looking to keep it in, and he is unable to do so. Angled ahead only as far as Ebersol. 9 minutes, 22 seconds remain in the second frame. Wow, nice pass. That's played down nicely there by Farrell. He gets a shot off, and we get another stoppage. We'll have another face-off coming up soon. Well, it'll be Foe to take the face-off. He's done a nice job tonight. He doesn't win that one, though, as the Hawks are able to get onto it before the Georgetown defenders can, nearing that blue line. Behind the net is Valenta. Gives it off now, and looks like Georgetown will come out with the puck. Cross-ice pass, looking for Alieri, who gives the puck over. And that pass a little bit too high, but chasing after it looks to be Alinzo. The Hoyas still pressuring on the forecheck. And a stick breaks as there's a collision now near the benches. The puck is still over there. A referee getting involved as well. He has to get himself out of the way. And the puck is there once more. But carrying the puck into the zone are the Hawks. Shot that goes just wide. That one was close from not the best angle. That was Borman on the shot. Now some extracurriculars going on behind the play as the puck heads toward the net. Looks like we're going to have some penalties coming up. So as the play was still developing, two players who are now heading. So two players now heading to their respective penalty boxes. It's going to be George Haynes for the Hoyas, and let's see a number if we can grab one before he sits down for the St. Joe's Hawks. And I believe that's Resto, who is in the box there for the Hawks. Incidental penalties, though, so it looks like it will still be 5-on-5. Perhaps not. It looks like those were two minors, and so we got some 4-on-4 hockey. The ice is more open now. We might see some more skill from both of these teams with a little bit more room to work with. Here comes Epps, stopping, shooting, and he misses the puck. Hawks looking to set something up, going the other way. Matera, unable to really do anything with the puck, but it now finds a player behind the net. Out to the blue line, it's O'Rourke over for Matera. Errant pass, and it gets taken by the Hoyas, but not for long. That one is kept in. Shot that's saved away by Choi. And Roland was able to come on here for the Hawks. It's going to be a 2-on-1 for St. Joe's. Shot, save made by Choi. Nice save from him. I've said that a couple times tonight. Here's another try for the Hawks, and it gets put just over the bar. Just a little bit too high and not on net. Outlet pass looking there for Wayne, but he's unable to get it, and the Hawks have it once more. Along the sidewall, now behind the net goes the puck, and Carpenter following it, trying to win it back for his team. Instead, it's taken by Markva. Turnover, Carpenter right in front, through the legs. Oh, what a save! Had he have put that one in, it would have been a highlight reel. Call up ESPN, but it's a great job being in position from Choi. Choi way out of his net now, has to track back, but he does a good job of poking that puck away. Into the corner now, a little bit slower, as it is only 4-on-4 for one more second. Both players come onto the ice. We're back to even strength. Wow, what an entertaining 4-on-4 sequence there. That puck all the way down, but it's on net. It will not be icing. Resto, fresh out of the penalty box, has the puck, and he backhands there to Roland. Resto with it once more. Now back to Roland as it deflects to him. Into the zone go the Hawks. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remain. That shot is blocked away. Slapped off the boards, but it's corralled by Behrman. Taken here from Georgetown with some room, shooting over the net there. Looked like it was Pentoni. Puck still kept in. Hit laid by Mason. Backhand in front, just a little bit too far for Pentoni. Ooh, nice job of flipping it and chasing after that one. And yeah, he comes out with the puck. That was a really, really nice play there from Romarino. Shooting from the blue line, someone blocked it in front. A little more extracurriculars, as you can see. The net battles in front have been pretty entertaining so far this game. That was a result of another one of those kind of battles. Back to 5-on-5 with everyone standing up, and as I say that, a player falls. St. Joe's, though, with a lot of zone time, both on this possession and in the game as a whole. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Right in front, and it's kicked away, maybe sticked away, I should say, and cleared by the Hoyas. That'll be cleared a bit too far. We will have an icing call. The Jersey Pro Sports League, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, is proudly sponsored by Pegasus Sports Video. Pegasus is making history by capturing the biggest plays and moments of youth and high school sports all along the East Coast. They provide top-tier game coverage and highlights so you have every moment you need. Want your team in the spotlight? Reach out to Tom at Pegasus Sports Video for more information. So under the 4-minute mark in the second period, once again, St. Joe's Hawks lead by six, and we get whistles. Well, in the last couple games here for St. Joe's, there's been 2 times in which St. Joe's has scored more than 6 goals. Last time out against George Washington University, they scored 7, and the Hawks have scored 11 as also against George Washington University 3 games ago. They have a perfect away record 7-0 at home, 5-2. And they have quite a lot of goals for representative of this game. This game is representative of the season, I should say, as that shot is saved away. Still a fight for it, and it's not quite gotten out yet. At the blue line it goes, not for long though, as the hit was laid there on Borman. Martera behind his net, working slowly. A little bit of gamesmanship perhaps, as he's in no rush to do anything with the puck. Martera once more. Skipped off the boards, taken here by Gross. Turned over though. Georgetown the other way. They can't get anything with that puck. Can't get a shot off rather. And so it'll be the Hawks charging once more. Player goes down after a nice hit thrown by a Hoya. And Georgetown is unable to enter the zone cleanly, but now gets the puck. Redirection that goes wide. Nice wherewithal there from Foe to redirect that one closer to the net. Banked and then eventually sent out by Brazil, but only as far as a player in the neutral zone. Here's Roland. Now Brazil, his puck is not kept in by Georgetown. Fires over the net. So 2 minutes remaining in this second frame. Puck still in the offensive zone. Taking another shot there was Valenta, but that one does not find the cage. Behind the net is Flag. Puts the brakes on and throws a hit. And a couple of players pressuring around the puck, I should say. Flag with it, throws it in front to nobody in particular. Now angled out of the zone. Taken back here by Roland. Stopping on a dime and making a play was the defenseman, who now gives it to Resto, who gets hit in open ice. Fires, gloved by Choi. So after some nifty moves from Roland, it was Alieri who laid the open ice hit. And then eventually it was Choi who got a stoppage with 1:17 left in the second. Face-off won this time by St. Joe's. Puck in deep, that's Fingerhut, who's unable to get on the end of it. Taken here by Alieri. He'll look to do it himself, and that's sticked away. Excuse me, that was not Alieri, that was Haynes. I saw the two look like Alieri, but instead it was Haynes. Regardless, it'll be a fight for it in the neutral zone. That's taken here this time by Nascone. In front, it's blocked. Not much time left. Hawks will want to hold this one and get one more offensive zone possession. That one just about kissed the ceiling, but it didn't go out of play, and so no stoppage here. That one bounces eventually on net with 18.9 seconds remaining, and whatever team wins this faceoff will want to have one more offensive zone, or a scoring chance rather, in the offensive zone. And they won't want to turn the puck away. They're going to want the last couple shots here of this second period. Face-off win by Georgetown. Nifty moves along the sideboard. Foe has it behind the net, but it bounces out and out of the zone completely. 5 seconds now, 4 seconds. Can any team get a shot off? We'll see right here. Nice deflection from Wilson, and that one had to hurt. But he put his body on the line to prevent that shot from going on net. And after 2 periods of play, St. Joseph's still ahead, 6-0 this time. They scored a couple goals in this period, 2 to be exact. and they extended the lead to 6. After this quick break, we will have third period action for you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Do not go anywhere. Sports Broadcasting. I am Louis Pascoli, guiding you through tonight's action. To update some things, there was a penalty called at the end of the second period, and now the third period will start with a power play for the Hoyas. The referees conferred after play was over. They decided a penalty would go against number 44 in Borman. And so now there's a minute 40 left on the power play. Georgetown will be looking to set up in the offensive zone. This is the first power play for Georgetown of the contest. There have only been 2 so far tonight. The Hawks capitalized on the first one. Georgetown looking to capitalize on this one, but they'll have to regroup and head back into the offensive zone. Haynes with the puck, gives it off to Wayne, who sends one ahead for Nascone. Across for Foe. Over for Haynes. Nearing the 1 minute mark left on the power play. Player goes down near their boards. The puck is pinned there. Who will come out with it? It looks like it's going to be Foe. Shooting one, that goes wide. That time was Haynes. Corralled, though, by Georgetown. Here's Wayne. Fires! Not on target. Touch pass very quickly to Foe. Over for Wayne, and that one gets blocked in front. St. Joe's has blocked multiple shots tonight. They have been putting their body on the line in each one of these periods. 30 seconds remain on the power play. Nascone with it. He gets dispossessed. This one is bounced off behind the boards. Nascone has it once more. Coming onto the ice now is Selfie, a captain for this team. He gives it back to Nascone. Can't corral it, has to move it over, and it's not able to be kept in by Haynes. 10 seconds left on the power play. Good defense from the Hawks on this penalty kill. And now we got 5-on-5 hockey again. Well, a couple of good chances there for the Hoyas, but a lot of blocked shots, getting guys in front of the net for the Hawks, and they've done that really all day today. Coming into today's contest, though, for St. Joe's, they've scored 81 goals on the year. That's averaging 5.7 goals per game. They can add 6 to that total after this is a whistle blow. I believe that is an offside. But they've added 6 goals to that total, totaling 87 goals. And as for goals against, they average 3 goals against per game for a total of 42 on the season. That will drop after tonight if they are able to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. Face off one back here for Markva, shooting one that goes wide. It was close. Ooh, nice little chip pass there, but it'll remain with the Hoyas. Again, blocked in front from the Hawks. And just thrown out of the defensive zone there. Nice forecheck, though, by O'Rourke. Backhands it around the boards. Picked up here by Moore. No one can really get a handle on it, and now the Hoyas finally do. It's Schulman now, who's been a pretty big presence for this team so far. Music playing during the game time. That would add a little twist to things. That would make it pretty unique. But the music is cut off, and we continue playing.
Go!
Hawks with a streaker to the net. He finds him redirected. Another try that doesn't go. Wow, that was really close there. But unable to have that one find the back of the net. Multiple chances in the span of about a second, and none of them went in. Wilson takes that pass, and he just bounces one forward and hopes in getting it out of the zone. It is successful. 2-on-1 now for the Hawks. Carpenter, shots! Good save. Carpenter looking for the wraparound try, gets pushed further into the corner. Now slows things up, gives it back to Wilson, in for Carpenter. Fires one that goes high and wide. Bounces around, though, and kept in. Carpenter will now chase the puck and have it on his stick again. Backhanded. Romarino unable to get it, and the Hoyas will have it. Wilson, though, coming off of the blue line and making sure that puck is in deep. Here's Ron Marino. Back to Wilson. Onto the point for Carpenter. Shoots. Kick save. And that one goes into the netting. We will have a face-off in probably the left circle. Depends on where the referees will put this one. And no, it will be the right circle that is actually to the left of Choi. That time he was able to get his padding on it and deflect that one up and out of play. So 5 minutes, 11 seconds remain. Still a 0 on the scoreboard defensively there for St. Joe's, as the Hoyas have yet to get one on the board. Wow. Puck bouncing around and has finally gotten out there by Brazil. This time it's Selfie who's being pressured by a couple different Hawks. Now the puck is along the sideboards and poked forward. Ooh, nifty move at center ice. Wayne giving the puck to himself. He fires one, and that one is once again not a clean shot. Nice strong outlet pass to Brazil. And Koba is dispossessed here. Now the Hoyas track back the other way. Wayne sends it off. Nifty passing, but Alieri can't do much with it. Wow, skating right past the defense. Wraparound try. In front it goes. Another try, and it's in. Kuba has two. So a lot of effort still being showed by the Hawks as this one is whistled dead for an icing. But being up by 6, a lot of effort shown from the Hawks to tack on another one. And a lot of players in and around the goal. It was Kuba who ended up finishing that one off. So with under 14 minutes left, Hoyas trail by 7. Both teams looking for possession. This one slides all the way out of the zone and is ruled an icing. So this St. Joe's team is currently on a 12-game winning streak. Their record is 12-2, but those 2 losses came in the first 2 games of the year. Since then, they have been lights out, winning every game. And assuming they can hang on for this one, they will extend that lead to 13, or extend that streak rather to 13. That one sent forward, past a couple of sticks and all the way in. Taken here by Valenta rather. Now it's with Epps. Getting pressured though, and a puck that flutters across to nobody in particular. This one in onto center ice. Push back now for Nascone. Selfie, his pass is stolen away. Ooh, nifty moves there from Valenta. He fires one that goes wide. Valenta now with it behind the net. That one shipped only as far as Rollins. He'll look to carry it into the zone himself. It's a 1-on-4. He's looking for some teammates. He just has to push that in further. A physical play breaks the puck free, and it heads all the way back out to center ice. O'Rourke with it now. Backhands forward. Stolen away, though, by Musari. kicked along. Unable, though, to get on it. And so the Hawks have the puck once more. .11 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the third frame here at the Skatium. That shot is blocked. Man, they have blocked a lot of shots so far, the Hawks have, and that's such a plus on the defensive side of things when you have guys who are willing to put their body on the line. It also helps out the goalies. Less saves he has to make, less chances of that puck going in if it can't even get to the net. Fires one that gets saved. Romarino is the player who slung that shot toward the net. So 11 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. Another face-off in front of Choi. And as I mentioned earlier, this St. Joe's team, they have not lost a game on the road this year. Those two losses, those first two games of the season were at home for St. Joe's. And perfect since then. Whistles blow, we're going to get an icing call. And assuming they can hold on, they will continue that streak at home. Unless Georgetown does the unthinkable. Another shot. Good positioning once more from Choi. There's been multiple times where he's been in the right spot. A part of goaltending is reactionary and being able to adjust to the situation. If there's a deflection, if somebody's able to skate to an area in which you have to make a glove save or a kick save. But a lot of it is positioning, and Choi has really shown that he's had very good positioning throughout this game. Carpenter dispossesses the Hoyas, and he takes it himself. Behind the net now he goes. Ooh, nifty pass through the legs, but it's, or nifty deke, I should say, through the legs, but it doesn't end up working. Wilson has to track back to get it, but back on the rush goes the Hawks. Shanahan dumps in her backhander behind the net. Romarino falls down. We play on. Wilson now over for his defensive partner. Back to Wilson. Looking for a clean zone entry. Hoyas making it difficult. Hawks finally get in. It's Carpenter. Two players chasing him and push him into the boards. Nice hit there from Selfie, pushing Carpenter to the boards once more. Now Shanahan lays a hit. And it's just pushed in further. Shanahan trailing. Lays another one. Hoyas, though, come out with the puck. Pass from Epps gets stolen. This time it will be the Hawks going the other way. And a bit of contact there, no penalty called. We play on. The Hawks unable to keep it in. Whistles blow. That will be icing. Brazil is the player who is going on that one-on-one with some contact. Both players trying their best to be physical and to prevent the other from getting possession of the puck. Another note on St. Joseph's. Next weekend, they will be going to the ACCHL Fall Showcase, which is down in Springfield, Virginia. That should be a fun one, getting to travel to a state that's recently been pretty big for hockey. It's not a state that you think of that has always been on the map when it comes to hockey, whether it's youth or college hockey, but recently hockey in Virginia has been growing. Here's Brazil, falls down, gets right back up. It's fluttering in front, another chance, and it's blocked in front. The puck is being held now. Whistles will blow. It's in the equipment of Ben Epps. It was stuck in his arm or his shorts or something, and you don't see that one every day. Ben Epps getting up. He didn't know where it was himself. He had to kind of shake his arms and legs, get that puck out, and now we can get a face-off, and we'll get back rolling here in this third period. Gross, nice no-look backhanded pass. Kuba's pass, though, is a bit errant. Chance here for the Hoyas to break. They do have numbers momentarily, but the Hawks get back. Here is Epps. Epps making moves, and his puck flies off his stick toward the corner. Behind the net is Nascone. In front, oh, it just whiffed on the shot. Had he have gotten it off, it probably would have been a good one. Shots from that spot are typically high-scoring chances. Lucieri, now back to him. Lofted pass, that's gloved down. And it was delayed offsides. The Hawks could not touch it. Georgetown will regroup. Backhanded. Hawks still in the offensive zone. Now finally taken away by Shulman. Shulman goes down. The puck is out of the end. A stick is on the ground. A penalty, or the referee's hand is up. A penalty is coming. And Resto will head to the box once more for what looks to be a hooking call. And that is what it is. So 2 minutes for Resto for a hook. Georgetown will head to the power play for the second time. First time they were unable to score. They had a couple of good chances, but some really nice blocks from the Hawks. We'll see if they can get something going on this power play, and they're up a man. 2 minutes to work with. Face-off is won back to the blue line. It was Alieri. Now it's to Wayne, and then around the boards for Nascone. Fires, and that one goes wide, or perhaps it was blocked. O'Rourke doesn't get it out. Wayne over, nice glove save. Another shot, that one's wide. Behind the goalie it goes, and it doesn't go in the back of the net. This is some great pressure from the Hoyas, low shot. That one was off target. Wraparound try, elects not to. Backhanded out, but it gets deflected in the meantime, and it's eventually punched forward. Quickly is Alieri. He gets off of the defender that was trying to poke check the puck free. Now he's taken down from behind. But the puck stays in for Georgetown. Here's a shot. Rebound try. Bounces up. Who's going to get possession? Looks like the Hawks will. A whistle blows, though. And I believe that will be ruled as a hand pass with 57 seconds remaining on this power play. This has probably been the best that the offense has looked for the Hoyas all game. Another face-off win. Shot, that's waffle boarded away. Another try that doesn't go in. On the far side, looking for somebody in the middle, not going to get there. That pass from Selfie doesn't find anybody in particular, all the way back to Choi. Here is Foe. Carrying in himself, but looks like someone was offside. So with 26 seconds left in the power play, we'll get a stoppage. Can Epps win another face-off? Yes, he can, but it's dispossessed immediately. Here come the Hawks. That one wide. Matera with it now. Looking to just finally kill this penalty. That one was dumped all the way in. 3 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Hawks. Player comes out of the box. We're at even strength. Here's O'Connor being pressured by Kuba. Taken now by the Hawks and immediately given away. Here's O'Connor back the other way. Now, nifty stick work there to keep the puck. He backhands it forward. This time, though, it's a cross-ice pass that's stolen away by St. Joe's. Kuba shooting. Nice save. Kuba looking to get the puck now. Gives it off to one of his teammates. Over here for Fingerhut. A cross-ice pass, can't corral it though, was Gross. Oh, nice hit along the sideboards. That keeps the puck in. The player falls on top of him. Here they go now. Extracurriculars while play is happening. Ref trying to break it up. And no whistle yet. It looks like we're still playing. Now there's some big hits going on there from both sides, and now the whistle blows. The refs will look to break things up.
That's got to be a fiver.
And that might be the game for both of these guys. We'll see how long the penalties are. But I mean, they were going at it for quite some time there before the referees were able to get in there and break it up. So it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey again. Only 2 minutes, though. Thought it might be a little bit more, considering that they were going at it again for a while. But I digress. We will continue on with some 4-on-4 hockey again. Look for more skill here. It was pretty fun to watch the last time. We almost saw a between-the-legs goal. I believe that was from Carpenter. That would have been spectacular had it have gone in, but Troy did a great job of ensuring that it didn't. We'll see what either team can come up with here in the last 5 minutes of play. Now it's Carpenter. He hands off the puck, though, over for Wilson. Back once more and almost goes in. Just a tad wide. Troy was fully outstretched. Would have been a tough save if it was on net. Instead, it's wide. Carpenter will look to carry into the zone again. And the puck just beyond his stick. He gets it right back, though. Carpenter shooting. Good save. Here's Wilson. Some space afforded to him. That rebound goes straight to Carpenter, and out of the net goes Troy to make the save. And I know there's been 7 goals scored for the Hawks, but Troy has been making some nice saves. So 1:09 left on the incidental minor penalties. Hunter fires one that's sticked to himself, does Troy, and that's a pretty athletic play there. Got to have a lot of hand-eye for that. I know I certainly wouldn't be able to do that. But again, Troy, he's only a sophomore, and he got some playing time last year. Not the best statistics, 0-3 in the 3 games that he played. But he's only a sophomore. He's got a lot of room to grow, and I think although 7 goals were scored in this one, we know how good St. Joe's is as an offensive unit. This could be really a bright spot for the Hoyas if Troy can stay in net and continue to develop. This one now entering the offensive zone for the Hoyas shot. It's high. Stays in play, though, as it bounced off the glass, not the netting. And it's taken now by Selfie, who just flings it forward. Behind the net is Wilson. He will work to his left. Now finds Roland. Roland slowing up, shooting, it goes wide. Romarino. And that puck is pushed out of the zone. Roland back to retrieve, rather. Under 3 minutes remaining in the third frame here at the Skatium. Once again, my name is Louis Pasculi. We thank you for tuning in as well. I know that there's a couple of games on the air tonight, but we thank you for locking into it with this one. That shot is blocked in front. Now it's taken by Roland at center ice. Given ahead and pushed in further. Troy tries to play the puck, didn't know where it was for a moment, but gets help from one of his defenders. Another shot, no chance for a rebound as it's poked away there. And now there's a bit of a scrum forward, but it bounces out of the zone. And now the Hoyas officially have possession. They elect to dump it in. with the clock winding in this one. Liam Mason throws the body, but he's unable to retrieve the puck for his side. Off the glass it goes and all the way down for an icing. The Jersey Pro League, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, is proudly sponsored by Pegasus Sports Video. Pegasus is making history by capturing the biggest plays and moments of youth and high school sports all along the East Coast. They provide top-tier game coverage and highlights so you have every moment you need. Want your team in the spotlight? Reach out to Tom at Pegasus Sports Video for more info today, as there's a shot on net there from the Hoyas. And that one is saved by Sullivan. Also like to remind you that the previous offsetting penalties were brought to you by the Greg McDonald Foundation. Greg McDonald was a proud St. Joe's alum who believed hockey builds leaders. Be where your feet are. Be part of the legacy. Once again, that's the Greg McDonald Foundation. So nearing the end of this one, at 1 minute 30 seconds remaining. The Hoyas just looking to get the puck in the back of the net, get some momentum for their next game. And of course, St. Joe's looking to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. Here's Foe with some moves at center ice. Now carries himself. He's pressured by 5 guys, it seemed like. Now the puck is chipped ahead, but taken away by Selfie. Back for Rallieri. Fires one off the boards and forward. That will be icing. 53.6 seconds remain. Well, Georgetown had a couple of scoring chances throughout this one. They weren't really able to capitalize, but their chance generation, they certainly were able to do some of that. And I think, if Georgetown got a couple more bounces, the scoreline might be a little bit closer. But a lot of kudos to Sullivan and his defenders in front of him. They've really played a nice game. I mentioned all the blocks earlier, but overall they've just played a nice game. And the scoreline is reflecting that. As they have given up 0, this puck almost finds its way toward the net. But it was corralled by Selfie. Now it's Kuba looking for another goal tonight. He's unable to get it. Shulman will just dump. On net, it's covered.
At least one more face-off coming up in this one.
Wow, Georgetown has won a lot of face-offs so far. The Hoyas have been really proficient in that circle. Well, again, without the numbers in front of me, I'd have to say it's Georgetown winning the majority of the face-offs. 10 seconds left in the third. There's a fight for it. Puck nearing the front of the net and batted away by the Hawks. That'll do it. St. Joe's University Hawks defeats the Georgetown Hoyas by a score of 7-0 here on this Saturday evening. We thank you for tuning in. For our camera person and our producer, my name is Louis Pascoli. We hope that you have a great night, and we'll see you next time on Breakout Sports Broadcasting.